Well, from the studios of Community Media and in partnership with the Gettysburg Times, this is Community Focus. Your look at what's happening in and around Adams County. I'm Gerry Stoltzfoos. I'll be your host today, and I'm joined by Andy Andrews and Richard Franki from the Gettysburg Times. We'll take a look at a few local headlines and later spend a little more time talking about the Adams County Farmers Market. So, some headlines. An exciting headline recently is that the Adams County Community Foundation awarded $286,000 in scholarships to Adams County students. That's a really exciting number. And this went to students who were somewhere from the range of $500 to $30,000 per student. They're pursuing higher education and career training. Really, really cool that the Community Foundation has put this together, and it's been many years. How many years has the Community Foundation been doing this?
It's in the release. We got that as a release from the foundation. And it was they were very generous in getting that to us. It was, at my rough count, 141 scholarships, which is the most I've ever seen in an individual allotment for scholarships.
That's
but our
great.
top priority is focused on the youth and their ability to go to college, and we're going to do everything we can to make these announcements so that more youth are are aware of these kind of things and know where to look for them and can research them.
What does a $30,000 student need to do to get that scholarship, and what does a $500 student need?
They must keep it secret from us. I'm not sure what their how they profile that.
That's not in their release.
It was all over the place in terms of the amounts. I mean, it was different. I mean, you have sponsors like Adams Electric. You have many sponsors that take part in this whole.
That's
whole
so
thing.
Great.
And we're going to be focused on what we can do to distribute that information, and we'll get that from them. But it's courtesy of a release from the foundation. Mm-hmm. But I gave that top priority. I mean, I got that in the paper within a few hours of our press deadline.
That's great.
And so it came in that same day. It went in the paper that same day. And of course, the next morning, people read about it on the front page.
But it's all awarded now, right? It's over at this point.
It's over at this point.
Too late for a student to get a last minute.
I think it's next time around. I think if I remember correctly from the release. But
okay.
But they, our emphasis is always going to be on youth. I mean, today's paper, for instance, has the Gettysburg Area High School prom court front and center, and we also have the Biglerville High School King and Queen. We couldn't fit them on the front page, but we have that picture that was sent to us. We are fortunate because we have so many readers that contribute. I may have a small staff, but we have a lot of readers that are sort of like my extended staff.
That's great.
I can almost point them out to you that they supply these kind of things. So we're going to be focused a lot on youth. My feeling is youth are going to make up our future. I mean, if they see granddad, grandmom's picture in there, mom and dad's picture in there, they're going to have kids of their own, and they're going to look back.
I think I had a couple of pictures you all used way back in the Shining Stars entry. I think you used a couple of my pictures way back.
Yeah, probably
back in the day somewhere.
I come to think, we most likely did. We have a huge inventory, huge database of photos.
I've been a Gettysburg Times reader for a long, long time.
It's good.
So,
appreciate that, Gerry. Let's go get to see the loyalty.
So the mechanism for students to do this is they go through their high school counselors, or they go onto the Adams County Community Foundation website to apply for a scholarship.
Yes, and the purpose of this is to make sure the kids coming up through the ranks to get the scholarships are aware of it and can apply. I think we had an application link on the story itself. So
I know students in the past that have gotten a full ride from many of their scholarships came from Adams County Community Foundation. I don't think all of them, but many. And I had some students in our church that were so good at hunting scholarships, they got a full ride from the whole thing. They went online and found scholarships that were amazing, including these.
Yeah, I have nieces that have applied for college and have gone through college now, and they did a lot of online research. I think you got to go online and just look up scholarships for this or that, scholarships for these kind of studies. You can do all sorts of searches that'll get you that information. But this will provide them a note for who they can go to.
And I had a college. What do you call the people that help find scholarships in college? Tell me that they've had students that will show up in the whatever the college equivalent of the guidance counselor's office is, every day and apply for every scholarship they can, and ended up getting a full ride from it. So this is a pretty great resource and a great place to start. I really love this.
Well, if you're into name, image, and likeness, you may also be into finding ways to get a full scholarship for your athletic abilities. I didn't have any in our family that. Well, I did have a brother-in-law that was offered a complete scholarship to E-Town College, and he didn't feel that comfortable with school, but he had a chance. He was a soccer star. He was their most valuable player, and he gave up the chance to have a full scholarship because he just did not like college.
Oh, wow.
He didn't want to go. So he did all right in life. He was good. He's passed away now since, but he
good for him.
But he knew what he wanted to do and turned it down. It was a sad story to me because I think if you're offered a full scholarship for your athletic ability, you got to take it. Well, you have to take it.
Seems like a good thing.
Yeah.
Seems like a thing you'd want to jump at anyway. So that's really great. I'm really happy for our county and the students that are applying and getting scholarships like this. Between $500,000 and $30,000. That's a great scholarship.
Fantastic.
And I really love what they're doing there.
Yeah.
Second story we want to talk about is the aid needed to save Pennsylvania fruit farmers from the freeze that happened last month. So I guess a lot of fruit farmers are really struggling this year because the trees budded and then the freeze hit and killed a lot of buds.
Yeah.
Am I getting that right?
Yeah, it is a bloom cut. There's a bloom, you prune blooms to get a bigger apple, a bigger peach. And this is a natural pruning, but it can go too far. They've got to monitor that at the Fruit Research Station. They got to take a look at that. This is nothing new. I mean, I can remember going back to in the mid-'90s, like it was 1994, where I spoke to Bill Kleiner, who at the time was a Penn State horticulturalist. And he showed me the research and basically said it may not have an impact. They weren't certain, but coming back to the story after that in the summertime, in the season, it did not affect as much at all. They had good fruit set, and they were happy with that. So I remember we had a late freeze.
We still got a prayer.
Yeah, it was 1994, which is also probably one of the coldest year on record.
Really?
Yeah, it was negative 19-degree temperature in January of '94 in Lancaster. Wind chills negative 55. You got to go out and wind chill negative 55 to see what that's like, Gerry.
That's cold. That's cold.
It's so cold. You're on fire. I mean, it's fire.
Yeah.
When it hits your skin. But anyway, so there's some damaging frost. But they're very resourceful. The farmers are very resourceful in Adams County. I think they could counter that, and I think it'll be a good bloom cut, and I think they'll be fine.
So your paper is saying they could lose as much as 80% of their fruit crop this spring. I mean, the other side of it is it could be very serious for them.
Yeah, it could have an effect on some growers in some cases, but they by now they've known how to take certain steps to prevent that. I mean, I know the strawberry farmers will all spray their strawberries during a freeze just to protect the buds and protect the growth.
Spray them with a chemical or
no water?
With water?
Yeah, just
really
spray them with water. Yeah, and
that seems like that would multiply
the ice
the
sort
freeze.
of like insulates them from any deeper conditions. Yeah, it works. I've seen that.
There's all kind of tricks out there I don't know anything about.
Yeah, the strawberry growers know what I'm talking about, so they'll do that if they have to.
Wow, that's amazing. That is amazing. Well, I wish our farmers well. We need our farmers.
Yes, we do.
And
absolutely,
they're important to us. So. Dan Mowell and the Republican chairman of the House Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee, well, that's a mouthful, said they're assessing damage to the crops, and that came at a very critical time. So I wish our farmers well. Hope they make it through all this. I grew up on a dairy farm, so I know farming a little bit.
Yeah, well, freeze and frost are going to happen sometimes very late in the season, late April, May.
Yeah.
The latest I've ever seen a frost warning was May 19th. I'm trying to think what year it was. It was right before Memorial Day, I believe, of 11 or 12. I can't remember, but that's my memory of. What's
the latest snow we ever had?
April 9th, I think it was.
Really?
I mean, I'm just counting from when I was in Lancaster County. I was born and raised in eastern Lancaster County, And that was when we had snow on the daffodils.
Past that now, so that's good.
The snow almost crushed the daffodils, but in the morning they were crushing the daffodils, and then by the afternoon the snow was gone.
I mean, I've heard of snows in June and some really, really late stuff. Of course, it didn't last long. It was a quick thing. I don't know if this area got it, but I've heard of late snows.
Yeah, they can happen.
So.
But I haven't seen anything in southeast Pennsylvania later than about April 9th.
Yeah.
I seem to remember that. Haven't seen anything like that. But who knows, going back how many years to the turn of the last century is what they keep records.
Yeah,
you have to
right.
look at those records to see what's happened.
Well, story number 3 that we have today is the Littlestown water warning is lifted after a follow-up nitrate test. What is going on with that? They put out the water people put out a warning that the water was not safe to drink for a little while.
Well, Richard handled a lot of that story early on when Daryl Wheeler, our photographer, took pictures of people receiving bottles in the square.
Daryl had gotten that particular item from Liz Caples, our other reporter, who had reported on the thing in Littlestown. She heard about it Friday from her mom.
Awesome.
One of her leading sources is her mother, and Liz was writing that story. She had seen the Littlestown. And I'm not exactly if it's Littlestown Water Authority, but they had done their routine testing, and I think it turned out to be actually just one well in their system. I think they came out later. Their borough manager, Charles Keller,
I don't drink municipal water anymore. I live here in New Oxford, but I don't drink municipal water anymore. I haven't for some years. Do people still drink municipal water?
I think people in Littlestown do.
I guess they do.
I think people in Gettysburg do, but the warning was actually that not to give the water to anyone younger than 6 months. So it was basically infants. Really? But I think a lot of people, got concerned. Is this our water? It's okay. And there was a grassroots effort among the people of Littlestown to get water out to people who might be afraid to drink their water or who had small children and couldn't drink their water. So there was there were people handing out water on the square in Littlestown Saturday.
And water bottles. It seems like they should hand out water gallons.
I mean, I saw the picture that Daryl had was water in bottles.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, how much exactly water was handed out, but I mean, people were able to come and get water if they needed it, and people were able to bring water if they had water to to provide for people. And there was quite a bit of that Saturday, and I guess they've lifted it now. I mean,
yeah, it's been. Your story says it's been lifted. That's good.
Yeah, Liz had that story for today.
Living here in New Oxford, I've had a couple of occasions over the last few years where they've had a short-term moratorium on water for a little bit.
We had one in Waynesboro just a few weeks ago where we had to boil our water because of something flooded something else. I don't know, and it's not fun.
Boiling fixes the nitrate issue?
No, that had nothing to do with nitrates because, again, they specified in their warning, don't boil the water. That will not help.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't do anything for the nitrates. Boiling kills bacteria, but nitrates are chemicals, and it actually concentrates them if you boil the water. So the nitrates stay there, and the water disappears,
and you get more nitrates.
So you just get a higher concentration of nitrates if you boil it. So they specified that don't boil it.
Well, I'm glad Littlestown's through their worst days. That's good. Then our last story today was Richard did a story on the Adams County Farm Market, which I'm very interested in. I was there at the farm market a number of times. I always enjoyed the farm market. I just love walking around and talking to the vendors, and it just feels like a beautiful spring morning to spend walking around there.
Opening day this year followed a tradition. This is now the 9th year in a row where it rained on opening day. And,
wow.
But
that's not fun.
Thankfully, worked out pretty well though, because the rain didn't really start until like noonish.
Oh, that's good.
So I think things were pretty much winding down by the
Yeah.
time. But it counts, towards the tradition. People, it was pretty good business day. Apparently, the story's
Good.
not out yet. It's not coming out till next week. It's for our
Okay.
Adams Country special section. So, I talked to some of the vendors, and they were all pretty happy with the way things went. This would have been 2 Saturdays ago, opening day, the 25th, I think it was, of April. And we were not hoping for much because it was supposed to rain all morning that day, and I heard a lot of that.
I know a few vendors there, good people, and have a really great display. I know a baker there, for example.
Gettysburg Cookie Company.
No.
I was one of the vendors I talked to, Judy Morley. He's one of the
That's great.
3 co-owners of the company, and she was there and selling cookies, and they had sold out for they'd sold out, I think it was 4, which is 4 different varieties. They still had a few left. I bought some.
Nice.
And they were very good. And then I got an extra one for free.
Yeah, that's good. That's great.
That's full disclosure, folks.
So how did that whole story come together for you?
So I had arranged to talk with Reza Jalal, who was the market manager of the Adams County Farmers Market. And he's been running the place now for, I think he said 8 years.
Really? They're doing really well. So
yeah. I think they're pretty
to be
happy
doing
with the
well.
way things are going. And I talked to him.
Yeah.
I didn't talk to him at the market. I talked to him later on, and he did. He specifically mentioned the growers, the fruit growers, and the freeze. I think some growers did lose fruit in April because it had been very warm, and I guess the trees they got used to growing. Hey, it's warm, and then we did have a freeze, I think, and I don't know exactly how many of them lost crops, but he stressed how the farmers market's mission is to help the local growers, and
love that.
Yeah, and it provides a way for them to maybe to get straight to their customers without a middleman, so they could get a little bit higher price, but the customer gets a lower price because there's again no middleman. So works out pretty well and helps the community.
Now, this is the same farmers market that was on the square at one point, right?
I guess
Just a few
because
years
I asked
ago.
him
5 years ago, maybe?
I asked him about that, about the the history of the travels of the farmers market, and he said, and I didn't know this, they started out at the outlets.
Oh,
When they first started, like 16 or 17 or 18 years ago,
Okay.
they were actually at the outlets.
I was never there.
I did not know that myself. And then they moved around. They would do, I guess they did a day for a while on the square. Yes, like
Okay.
you said, that's probably, I think it was Wednesday, he said, I'm not sure. And they did it. No, now I'm forgetting. But the previous location just before coming to the Rec Park was like right in town there, right behind where the transit center is,
Okay.
An empty lot there by the parking garage there. And I guess that's where they were for several years.
So they're only open on Saturday mornings, right?
Yes, once a day, once a week.
Yeah, that's when I was there
Yeah.
before. My grandson was playing baseball in the fields there, and I walked around the farmers market while they were getting their ball game together.
That Rec Park location works out very well.
I can see that's
for them
an excellent
because they have lots
location.
of parking, and
Yeah.
like I said, people have room to do others. They can get out and they can hold events. Because
The
there's so
parking
much
was
room.
crowded the day I was there.
It was crowded
very
when I
hard to
was
find
there.
the space.
And and like I said, I didn't get there till almost noon. I mean, things were kind of closing down by the time I got there.
Okay. That's a great program. I really love that program. Now, somebody said that somebody said that food stamp recipients can double their food stamps there.
Right, they've been doing that for quite a while.
That's beautiful.
And again, it's the program formerly known as food stamps. They call it SNAP now.
So is that with all the
Stands for
vendors?
something.
Or is that just with the fruit vendors?
No, that's the part. That's the market. Yeah, I think that's the whole
All
market.
of
So
them? Wow.
they all do it, and it's
That's
not
incredible.
It's not the vendors themselves. they have a large grant. Well, it's a partnership, so they get funds from Healthy Adams County and the Gettysburg Hospital Foundation, WellSpan, and those two partners. They've been partnering with those two groups for a long time, and they put up the money that they're allowed to do that. They're able to do that.
Up to $30.
Yeah, so
$30 becomes $60 under that
exactly,
program.
right.
That's
So-
beautiful. I love that. I really love that we're finding ways to help those people and bless them. That's really nice.
They haven't. There's another one and it's a smaller program, and now I'm forgetting the initials, the acronym for that one, but it's a smaller federal program where it's kind of the same thing where it's older folks, and they get a regular. It's not a check. It's more like a no, I'm going to forget what it's called. But they get $25 from the government.
From a federal program.
It's like 5 installments.
A voucher?
Voucher, that's the word I'm looking for.
Okay.
Voucher. And they get $5 vouchers that they can use to buy food. And at the farmer's market, those triple. They'll triple those. So if you come in with a $5 voucher, you get you can buy $15 worth of goods at
great.
the market. So it's only a small
great.
number, but
I never knew that. I want to tell the people in my church that if
they get those,
if you're getting food stamps or you get whatever this other federal voucher's called,
Snap.
you can.
yeah,
Snap?
it's F. No, I'm going to forget what actual.
You can go to the Adams County Farmers Market and double or triple it. That's really cool. Love that. Great way to save money on groceries, which are so high already. And, that's awesome. So I heard there's also some kind of a gleaning program from SCAP. Did you get into that in this story at all?
I have been to SCAP a couple of times, but no, because that's really, the farmers market is not their thing, although I think they are one of the partners. So,
which allows them to go to the actual fruit farms and glean leftover fruit. Is that what I'm guessing from that? Since you don't know about this, I'm asking you.
That one, I mean, like I said, I've been to SCAP whenever Abate hands out hams. I've been there.
What is something about the farmers market that you discovered for the first time or that you were not aware of?
Well, again, I didn't realize that they were doing this, but because, I mean, the Gettysburg Hospital, this is a really important thing to them because they're trying to get...
The hospital?
Yeah, Gettysburg Hospital, I know. And WellSpan, they're trying to get healthy food out to people, and that's why they do this.
Is that?
They do this thing for the SNAP. Is they're trying to get healthy food to people who might not otherwise be able to afford it.
Nice. I love
and
that.
it's a way. It's all a health thing. You try and keep people healthy.
Yeah.
And maybe. They don't develop diabetes and high blood pressure and this kind of thing, these long-term conditions, and they stay out of the hospital, which is an amazing thing when you think about the hospitals trying to keep people out of the hospital.
Right. Well, that's a great thing. The hospitals are too busy and need a little relief. We need people healthier. So, what impacts does this market have on the community? Maybe this is conjecture on your part, I don't know, but...
Well, I mean, again, because they're trying to help farmers, that's their mission, is to help farmers, the growers, and,
I love that.
And there's a lot of farmers and growers in Adams County, and this is a way to support the local farmers and growers, and, and to get it to the people, and it's not just, people who need help, it's, people who... It's all the people of the county.
So how many of the market stands that are there are from the farmers and growers, and how many are just like the baker I know that was baking there was not a farmer?
Well, because I did talk to a farmer at that day of opening day. It was the Mud College Farms, and
Don't know about those.
Mud College. It's between Littlestown and Gettysburg.
Okay.
And Mud College. It's I won't even get into Mud College, but they farm several acres, and I mean, they were there with lettuce. They had beets and asparagus.
Good.
All your early spinach. I'm forgetting some onions.
Good.
And they were there. So that's a local grower.
Yeah.
Taking advantage of the local farm, and they go to other farmers markets. I mean, you go down and they got.
But there were several local growers there. Yes.
Oh yeah, I mean there was another. I mean,
I was there several times at the farmers market. I don't even remember the local growers. I guess I wasn't aware that it was that was its purpose.
There was a mushroom, and I wanted to go there, and because I was there with my wife that day, and we didn't get a chance to stop in. But there's a mushroom. I don't know if I know I talked to a couple of bakers, and it was two bakers and the farmer that I talked to, and the farmer was from. So I didn't. But I know there's Twin Springs is. I think they're a long time vendor at the market, and that's a big fruit grower in Adams County. And I'm forgetting some of the others, but they have a list of. I mean, there's probably 20 to 30 vendors that they have. A lot of them there every week. Some of them there every other week.
Okay.
And some of them are just, I guess, more occasional.
What is involved for a grower to be there? Do you know?
They got to get there early. I mean, because there are a lot of trucks around, which is another good thing about the rec park is they have room where they can get their trucks in.
Price to be there, though, right?
Yeah,
Each grower pays a small price to put up a farm stand there. Isn't that the case?
I don't know if they're paying for that. I mean, maybe. I have to admit,
I thought they'd pay, not they're paid. They pay a small price.
That I'm not sure. I did not get into that relationship with Reza, so I cannot say about that.
That's great. So what was your impression about your first visit to the market?
Well, it was great. I mean, by the time I got there, it was raining.
Okay.
It was raining by the time I got there. So I did. A couple of the people I talked to, we were all standing underneath the awnings there. So as the rain came down, but it was it's hard. It's hard to not buy. It was probably just as well I was there late because I missed all the sourdough bread that I really would have liked to have had. The crumb sourdough was, I think they were all sold out. So I didn't get, and then the other, and I'm forgetting the name of the bakery that I did talk to, but they were pretty much sold out too.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, they were all pretty happy about it.
That's really great. What vendors are new this year? Do you know?
Well, Crumb is new, and there's a farm.
Crumb.
Yeah, Crumb's. It's Crumb's Sourdough Bakery, I think, and I think that's right in Gettysburg, and they're new this year, and they got and it's either open. I think it's Open Hands Farms.
Okay.
That's a farm, and I guess the lady who runs that farm is new to the area. She's just here from Florida, and she's very, organic, trying, that kind of thing. Got an organic operation, and then there's
love the organic people. I have two brothers that are organic farmers. I love the organic people.
And there's I'm afraid to say the name of it because I've never actually heard it pronounced. I want to say it's Acolea Craft.
Okay.
And the lady who runs that one, and I didn't get to talk to them, but Reza told me about this one, is they will do repairs on clothing. So they're there. They're planning to be there every other week. I think they weren't actually there the first week. They must have been there this week. And they will do repairs on knit clothing. And this is the crazy one: is they will deconstruct old sweaters. So if you have like an old sweater that you don't wear, that it's just too ugly to wear, even on ugly sweater day, you can take it there to Aquileia, and they will take it down to the yarn. They will take it apart very carefully, I'm guessing, and give you back the yarn from the sweater. And I don't know if they make anything from the sweater, but they take the yarn and they like I said, they turn it back into yarn. And this is apparently a new trend.
Oh?
This is what Reza said. It looks like it's an emerging trend. It's the deconstructed sweater. So
There's a trend I don't know anything about.
it was new to me.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for the stories. I love the Gettysburg Times. Love what you all do. You do good work. I appreciate you so much. And thanks, everybody, for joining us today. If you want more information about any of these stories, you can go to gettysburgtimes.com or pick up a copy of the Gettysburg Times somewhere where you see it.
May 13th is the Wednesday, May 13th is the next issue, which features Richard's stories plus contributions from Liz and myself.
Awesome.
So you'll be surprised what we have to offer.
Fantastic.
I think it's a beautiful addition.
Thank you so much for the work you do. I really appreciate you guys. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks, Gerry.